to the tropical paradise where thousands of young Aussies routinely place themselves in harm's way. Thailand's notorious full moon party is a free-for-all. No parents, no police and no rules. Reporter Ben McCormack is in Thailand to file this exclusive report. Ben?
Yes, Cam, the statistics are truly frightening. As you say, Thailand is one of the most popular holiday destinations for Australians, but unfortunately it is also the most deadly. Consider this. On average, one Australian dies here in Thailand every 4 days. That's one every 4 days, with scores more injured throughout the year. Now, that's way more than Bali and way more than Vietnam. Now, despite the danger, thousands of young Australians jump on aeroplanes to fly over here to let loose and go wild. And most of them are heading to an island, to a monster beach party that happens every time there's a full moon.
This is a potentially lethal orgy.
It's just out of control in every aspect.
At that age, there's no sense of danger.
When something does go wrong, it goes seriously wrong.
I think it's Schoolies on steroids.
There isn't a party in the world quite like this.
Yeah, for the party! It is the biggest rave thing, party, disco, club, dance, beach party I've ever been to in my life.
Have you been to a party like this before?
Of course not. Full moon party is 1 in a million. This is ridiculous.
Every month, Thailand hosts its world-famous full moon beach party. How full-on is the party?
It's pretty full on, like it's crazy.
There are no police, no parents, no rules, and no limits. It's a teenager's paradise. Why have you come to the full moon party?
Oh, I just heard it's crazy.
I've never seen so many people on a beach in my life.
I reckon there'll be 20 to 30,000 people here at least. Easy.
Tonight, we're undercover as we show you what really goes on here. The binge drinking.
No, I think I've got vodka, Red Bull.
What have you had tonight?
Vodka, lemonade.
How much? 2 buckets.
They're pretty drunk.
The drugs.
We haven't done any drugs, just...
The sex and the dangerous stunts that go on all night long.
You've got like ridiculous amount of drunk people down the beach.
It makes me cringe. It makes me feel sick, to be honest.
Do Australians die here?
Oh, hell yeah.
This is Hardrin Beach on Koh Phangan, famous around the world not for its sand or its surf, but rather for what goes on here when the sun goes down and the moon comes out. In just a few hours' time, more than 10,000 partygoers, many of them Australians, will pack this beach to let loose and go wild. Now, if you thought Bali was bad, just wait till you see this. The whole beach becomes one huge nightclub. Drinks are sold along the entire stretch. It's hard liquor only, mixed with shots of energy drinks.
Potent Red Bull, vodka.
Vodka, I personally saw him pour it.
And it's all served in buckets.
No cup policy. I wanted a cup. They wouldn't allow it. Like bucket or nothing.
The objective, get as drunk as you can, as quickly as you can.
Had a few buckets. The buckets are strong.
As long as you keep drinking, that's it. No rules at all.
Drink responsibly.
I've just bought one of these buckets that the full moon party is so famous for. Got 200 mils of vodka, 2 shots of Red Bull for just a couple of bucks. And I can tell you it's strong, and it's this sort of rocket fuel that these partygoers are drinking by the bucket load.
They buy buckets of grog, and into the grog goes who knows what. It's a mixture, it's a cocktail of alcohol, but what else has gone in terms of uppers and downers or who knows what?
It's a different country.
Father Michael Kelly works in Bangkok for a Catholic newspaper. In his spare time, he helps Aussies who get into trouble here, especially at the full moon party. Just how dangerous is it?
It's considerably dangerous because the whole event is fired by substances which most of them would never have had any experience of and wouldn't recognise from taste.
Cheap alcohol isn't the only temptation for young Aussies. Have you been on for drugs tonight?
Yep.
What have you got?
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, how much?
1,000.
1,000 baht.
Yeah.
With our camera hidden, I'm offered ecstasy by a number of dealers on the beach. What is it, ecstasy?
Yeah, 1,000.
500?
Yeah.
And then by another man in an alleyway. What's that powder?
Yeah.
What is it?
MDMA.
MDMA.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look, party goers are sucking on balloons.
It's suck, swallow, breathe out. Every time.
It's not helium they're breathing in, but nitrous oxide, laughing gas. For $3 a balloon, it's a cheap and dangerous high. And then there's this. Shake. One. How much? 500. Is it strong? They call this place Mushroom Mountain, and there's a very good reason for that. It's because they sell these things. They're mushroom shakes, full of magic mushrooms. They're strong, hallucinogenic, and looking around tonight, there are hundreds of people drinking these. Mushroom shakes?
No! Good.
What's the effect like?
Right now, that light's pointing at me pretty crazy.
Everyone seems to be off their head.
I think that's like the whole point.
Uppers and downers and all sorts of things that kids who've had no experience of drugs wouldn't know the taste of, wouldn't appreciate what goes into that concoction, and so are delivered the consequences in a completely surprising way.
What's a party without party games? And here they love to play with fire. Skipping ropes doused in kerosene and set alight have people queuing all night for a go. Full of booze and God knows what else, plenty come unstuck. Did that hurt?
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Did it hurt? Did you get burnt?
Yeah, it really hurts really much, man.
Why do you do it?
I don't know, I'm too drunk.
I think for people who are coordinated, it's all right, but if you're uncoordinated, you're actually going to get hurt. So I don't condone it for people who are not coordinated.
Would you ever go?
Oh, I've done it twice already.
How did you convince your parents that you come here?
I booked the trip and then I told them, so they couldn't say no.
I just told them I would drink safely, and they believed me. So.
They're really worried. I have to message them as soon as I get home telling them I'm alive. I made it.
I made it. I survived full moon.
If the copious amounts of alcohol, the illicit drugs and the playing with fire weren't dangerous enough, then consider this. Just a few metres from the party is the temptation to cool off in a black, black ocean. It was a mistake that a young Australian tragically made here a few years ago that cost him his life. Tell me about Joe Welsh.
Joe's a lovely kid.
What happened to him?
Look, I don't know. He died. And he was an innocent abroad, and it was extremely painful and very tragic for his family.
Partying with friends at a full moon party in 2011, 19-year-old Joe Welch decided to go swimming. The elite rugby player was found unconscious and flown to a Bangkok hospital, but it was all too late. Should he have died?
Of course not. It's an absolute insult to the intelligence and sensibility.
It's easy to see how it could have happened. All night we watch as young, intoxicated revellers make their way into the water. Including this young Australian, stumbling and barely able to stand upright, but never letting go of his bucket of booze. Eventually he makes his way back to the safety of the shore. But watch as his mate leads him right back out into the sea, where he finally falls into the water. Are you okay though? You feeling alright?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Do you think the full moon party is dangerous for young Australians?
No.
Why not?
Wait, if you have good friends, a good group of friends, you're fine.
If you're young, dumb and stupid, yes, it's dangerous.
You know, you hear about people hallucinating and running into the water and nearly drowning. Without the supervision, there's people who, take the drugs and get violent.
Kate Fitzsimmons knows just how quickly a fun time can turn to tragedy.
She just said the two words, she's dead, and I dropped the phone and fell out of the car, and then you literally can't breathe, and I just remember white knuckles screaming, the whole thing.
Kate's sister Nicole was on holiday in Thailand with her boyfriend when they were hit while riding a motorbike. Nicole wasn't wearing a helmet and didn't stand a chance.
Nicole would never get on a motorbike here at home in Australia without a helmet. You know, there's no worries, no rules, no fear kind of, you know, mentality over there, but without those rules, we are without protection whilst we're there, and that's what's really most dangerous.
Everywhere in Thailand we see tourists riding bikes without helmets. Kate now spends her time warning school leavers of the danger.
As I remind the students, they don't have the same support systems, emergency services or medical facilities that we have at home, so we do lose that safety net of protection as soon as we step off Australian shores.
How have you found the party?
I found it so much fun. I've had the best time.
The dancing in the moonlight goes on, but many won't see the dawn. Some are hooking up with strangers. This mob hitching a ride on a packed water taxi. No life jackets, no safety briefings. Thankfully, most will go home with nothing more than a sore head, except for these guys.
Where are you going to get that tattoo put?
Here, bro. Yeah, man.
It's just a thing for our trip, for our Thailand trip.
It's just a memory.
Like there's 12 of us, and we're all going to get it like that.
And
with
14
like Dash Marine, just up here, bro.
After some mushroom shakes, they've decided to immortalise the trip on their body forever.
What are your parents going to say about the tattoo?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. No, my parents would probably hate, really, but
Despite the dangers and the deaths and pressure from the Australian government, Thai authorities have so far refused to crack down on what goes on here. Why would they? After all, every full moon means millions of tourist dollars. Do you think that the deaths and the injuries will go on?
Of course. These things happen and people do them to themselves, and it is incredibly destructive and very wasteful of the rich talent and opportunity that life provides.
It can happen to any one of us. It doesn't matter how young you are, how much good you do in this world. Like my sister, you wouldn't meet a better human, but you know, she was taken too early, so it can happen to anyone.
Full moon is full on, and if you're keen to go, nothing's going to stop you, but I think it was very good advice to look after your mates and make sure they look after you.